was a good one. Good. What's going on, guys? It's Matty from the MC Life channel again. As always, thank you very much for jumping and joining me. And I have to say apologies, it's been so long since I've posted a video. There's been plenty of riding, but I just haven't had a chance to upload anything for a little while. They will be more consistent, but I appreciate all of you loyal subscribers, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this one. How it's going to work, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the I say brand new 2023 WR450 that I've just recently bought. It's obviously not brand new, being 2023, but to me it is. And I'm going to speak a little bit on the history of Myrtleford as a town where I am. So, but just a bit about this trip first, and you'll probably see me here with these three absolute legends that I met on the Saturday morning when I went to the servo by myself to go fill up. They were nice enough, didn't know me from a bar of soap. But nice enough to offer if I wanted to go, riding with them through the back of Lake Buffalo and all the way through to Mount Beauty, and actually catch up with them randomly on Monday, so 2 days later, in the back hills of Gapstead. So really unlikely that was going to occur, but it did, and we stopped and had a bit of a yarn with them in the in the hills in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and exchanged numbers and whatnot. We're probably going to organise a ride at some point. So I think that's one of the amazing things and awesome things about riding with like-minded people, is that everyone's happy to have a bit of fun. So as you watch me attempt going up this hill climb here, the bike just in first gear, just trying to goat it up, and certainly doesn't do it any justice. The camera here, how steep it is, but you can sort of tell with how far the bike slides back once I lose power or once I stall it. Almost. But yeah, absolutely wicked out in the hills in Gapstead. Awesome fun. So why I bought a WR450, a Yami. Obviously I've got a Suzuki DRZ, and I certainly haven't given up on that bike. It's obviously got road tyres on it, supermoto, and I absolutely love the thing. I speak about it in other videos. It's reliable, the power delivery is great, there's parts available. That is all absolutely true, it is. But I needed something probably a little bit more power, and the DRZ was just starting to feel almost a little bit small for me. Like, I'm 6'1" and about 95 kilos. Trying to work on that. But yeah, so I just needed something with probably a bit more power and a little bit more get up and go for the hills. And this is kind of what I grew up on, dirt bike riding. This is my passion, road riding. Sort of just happened over the last couple of years with the DRZ, and fallen in love with it stupidly riding overseas. But this is my passion. It's riding in the dirt and having an absolute ball getting dirty, essentially. So old man and I are both riding WR450s here. He's on his 2016 and I'm on obviously the 2023. Probably a key thing to note, we switched bikes, trying to figure out which bike was quicker, which one had more power in certain areas, and it's really hard to tell. They both have an absolutely huge amount of power. But the biggest difference is really the weight, and I know that's something Yamaha worked on, and apparently there's some more improvements with that even in the 2024 year, so they've improved on that again. But the 2016 just feels at least 10 kilos heavier than the 2023. So, a byproduct of that is obviously the 23 is going to feel like it's a lot quicker and a lot more agile around these sorts of hills. So they both have power for days. But I think just the key difference is how light the newer bike feels. yeah, it just, the way you can maneuver the bike, it doesn't feel like a barge of a thing. It just feels like a YZ, a motocross bike that you can ride on trails. So awesome work from Yamaha. A key thing that I'm keen to learn more about is the Yamaha tuning app. So for anyone here watching the video, if you've used the tuning app before and you've found some really good settings, I'd love to hear from you. So here you go, we actually meet up with these guys, so we just ride straight past them. They're on their way back, so they've done a whole trip around the lake and, you know, all the way through Mount Beauty, and we stopped and had a yarn with them for 10-15 minutes, and apparently one of the guys came off really hard and bent his forks on his brand new beta bike. So yeah, poor bugger, but he's going to have to do a bit of work to his bike. But yeah, we had an absolute ball out there, and you know, it was just wicked to be out there with the old man. And I guess Victoria turned the weather on for us. So this is really where I grew up riding, is these hills. All right, a little bit about Myrtleford. So where I'm actually riding. So currently I'm in Gapstead, which is just outside of Myrtleford in the hills. But Myrtleford was really built off the gold rush era. It was established during the Victorian gold rush in the mid-19th century. It was a base for all the gold miners working across the Ovens River and the nearby creeks around. There's so many different creeks and smaller rivers surrounding the Ovens. But yeah, that was a key time for the growth of Myrtleford. It's obviously got a lot of tobacco history in terms of the tobacco industry. So in the early 20th century, Myrtleford became a significant centre for tobacco growing, and that's certainly past now. Post-World War II, Myrtleford saw a significant influx of Italian immigrants who were instrumental in the growth of the tobacco industry. The influence is still evident in the town's culture and community life, really. There's a lot of Italian restaurants and those sorts of things within the town centre. The opening of the railway line in Myrtleford back in 1883 was obviously a pivotal moment in the town's development as well, linking it to, you know, metropolitan Melbourne, and you know, bringing in other industries and even obviously transport of goods and people. It was obviously a huge time within the Myrtleford growth. It's got a huge historical background with the timber industry as well. It's played a pivotal role in Myrtleford's history. The surrounding forests obviously provide you know, a lot of resource in terms of the timber industry when used for construction and manufacturing. So a lot of that stuff has slightly changed now. There's still a mill in Myrtleford, and that's still going really well. Obviously tobacco farming isn't an industry that is generally being done, or it's not thriving within Australia as a whole, but that's certainly stopped, and those farms that were you know, tobacco farms are now being used for other things. So just a couple of facts about Myrtleford. It's an area that I've gone and visited since I was a kid. You know, Lake Buffalo, Mount Buffalo. There are so many different places to go and see. You've got links to Bright, which is obviously a very touristy spot for families and those sorts of things, but Myrtleford is growing. It's amazing, the scenery you get when you go down the main strip in Myrtleford. You've got the rolling hills behind you. It's paradise with the creeks and surrounding lakes and whatnot. So yeah, absolutely love Myrtleford, and I'll be continuing to go there for many years to come. And a huge reason for that is certainly the ability to just jump on the bike from the backyard and find all these different tracks. So yeah. So here we are, just cruising through the roads and back tracks of Gapstead, and you know, trying to not to rip up the back tyre too much, but we're having an absolute ball out here. So if anyone knows any tracks that they've found, there's obviously infinite amount of tracks, but any good areas that they've experienced within this Gapstead, Myrtleford area, let us know. I'm sure I've probably found it, but I'm definitely keen to hear what you guys have to say. There's actually a Myrtleford Alpine race. I think it's called the Alpine Rally, that happens in September. The old man registered and participated in the event himself late last year in September, and I'm definitely keen to do it myself as well. So I appreciate you guys all jumping on the video again. Once again, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I'm keen to keep this channel growing, and my commitment to you guys is to continue posting these videos and get out and experience different areas. All right, guys, have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one.